What is up? Welcome back, everybody. Stream's just getting started. Let me add the thumbnail real quick. Special video today, something that we both love to talk about.
Yeah.
Hold on one sec. We got a little bit of an update on the on our backgrounds here. I've been messing around with this StreamYard. I really like it.
Oh, me too.
Hey, Horrorgang, what's up, Tim? Let me get this. It's not loading. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, okay. There we go. The thumbnail should be up by now. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a good night. Can you hear us loud and clear? Just to make sure. Connie's in here. Daniel's in here. Yep, you can hear us. Okay, cool. Are you messing with the settings?
Yeah, I'm just messing around.
Wait for a couple more people to get in here and we'll get going. How's everybody doing tonight? You doing good? Today been good so far? I don't know if you can see the background here. Let me move real quick. Got the monsters on there. Horrorgang.
Can't really get out the way. There we go. That was our first ever logo.
Made that a long time ago. Only way I can be doing better if there was two of me. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah. So Hunter, how have you been today? How have you been?
I could better. It feels great outside though. So here in Louisville.
Yeah, today was nice. We got some good exercise today. Shooting some hoops. Good so far. Puppy sitting this weekend. Oh,
Ooh,
man.
What kind of dog? What kind of puppy? I got a 8-month Cavapoo.
Would my girlfriend be jealous?
I don't know why the chat ain't showing up on mine. Whenever we're in.
On the side of your screen, it should say comments. Click comments. Love the backgrounds. Awesome. Hey, thank you. Here, turn that off, huh?
What?
The
Okay.
lava stream, and then go above it. Just click comments. You see it?
Oh yeah. Usually it pops
See
up on
the
the
chat?
bottom of the screen though sometimes. Oh well.
So what is up, y'all? Welcome back to another live stream. Today we're going to be talking about what makes the Universal monsters so great. I have a
But it's also
16.
kind of like a hangout.
Yeah, just a hangout. Pretty much talking about how much we love these movies. If y'all are familiar with the channel, which I know y'all are, huge fan of the Universal monsters. So is Hunter. We talk about them all the time. Uh, Violet is a Bernie doodle, and she's a year old.
Ooh.
Same dog Courtney's got. He's also a year old. Ollie. But so yeah, Hunter. First, little thoughts of the Universal monsters. What is any memories?
First, any memories? I remember it wasn't what first got me into horror, but like what really accelerated it. Like I first started out the first movie I ever watched, like horror wise, was and what really got me like I used to be scared as shit of horror movies. I'm not gonna lie. Um I don't know why, but I just was. And then at a certain point I was just like I'm gonna stop being a bitch. Um and watch these. So I remember watching what was it? The Carrie remake with Chloe Grace Moretz. I think that's her name. And it was like not very good. Maybe that's why it just didn't scare me. But I remember I was like, oh, I can do this. I can sit through a scary movie. So then I watched Insidious, and I was like, never mind, because that movie scared the shit out of me. And then I watched Child Play, and I was like, and Annabelle, and I was like, okay, I think I can do it. But what really made me fall in love, I think Jackson might have, Jackson's always been like really big on the Universal, like forever, as long as I've known him. And he's always like, bro, you need to watch it. Um, so one night we were hanging out, and I stayed the night, and we were doing a double feature. We watched Creature from the Black Lagoon and The Wolfman, or was it Invisible Man? It was one of those two. And I fell in love. And then the next day, I went to Target or Walmart or whatever it was and bought the Universal DVD set that had all the movies on them. And I watched all of them in a row. And they're just classic, like stuff that, like when I think of horror, like monsters, I just think of these guys, and they're really the patriarchs of everything in horror, you know. Um, and it wouldn't be where it is today without them, you know. And that's one of the points I wanted to make. Why I think it's why they're so great. You know, the originality between them and the effects. Um, for the time being, it's insane. Jack Pierce being one of the top guys for that, along with Lon Chaney. I mean,
Right.
and ever since then, I've watched the remakes because I got in the little fun Abbott and Costello meet movies, and all the remakes and whatnot of them. But yeah, I mean, I fell in love at an early age.
Yeah, I can remember the very first horror movie I ever watched was Dracula from 1931 with Lugosi. My dad showed it to me, who's also a huge horror fan, just like me and Hunter are. And I guess it's a good one to start off with. It's black and white. It's not too scary, and very tame for audience nowadays. But I just remember watching that and like just falling in love. And like I got to see the rest of these movies. I got to know everything about all of these movies. So pretty much from Dracula, my next interest that I can remember was Jason Voorhees, and I would always gravitate to Friday the 13th because I thought he always looked so cool. His mask was awesome. Um, So I mean, yeah.
That's like similar to what really like piqued my interest in horror was whenever my uncle showed me a double feature of Nightmare on Elm Street and then Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy's Revenge. That kind of really got me into it.
Hmm. Yeah, I can remember the first Friday the 13th I've ever seen was part 3. And that has always stuck as my favorite, and I've rode with it. And I love part 4. I love part 2. Um, and part 6. I even love part 7.
For the most
I
part,
love
they're all fun. They're fun
Yeah,
to
they're all
watch.
fun, but part 3 is just so 80s and cheesy. Which there is a Scare Fest coming up in Lexington, Kentucky, that will have a bunch of the part 3 members. Yes, thank you, Tim. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, my man. Connie loved Dracula, so Daniels loved Dracula. Dracula is a classic. We'll be talking about that as well. I got a list, a couple things that I want to mention and bring up. A notepad right here to talk about discussion topics. Number one, I think when you think of these movies, and my first sci-fi horror is King Kong from 1933.
Classic.
That's an amazing one to start off with, Connie. That's awesome. I was about 2 years old when I saw it. Dang.
I bet that
I
was
don't
probably
know.
terrifying as a 2-year-old.
That's crazy. I don't remember.
She was
I
born in
know I was.
1930. Connie, or who's that? Connie was born in 1931, and she's lived through it all.
Oh man.
Or they've lived through it all.
So yeah, basically, what I like to talk about, what I would like to talk about for these movies, when you think of the Universal monsters, who is the director that comes to your mind with these movies? For me,
James
it's
Well,
James Well. James
you know,
Well, So I'd like to start off with him. Talk about James Well for a little bit.
James Well.
So James Well, Tim the Enchanter. My first horror was Exorcist. A little kid
Oh
should have
Lord,
not seen that movie. Wow, that's The Exorcist. Well, now you love horror movies because of it, right, Tim?
I mean James Well, did Frankenstein 1931, Bride of Frankenstein in 35, and then Invisible Man in 33. So, I mean, 3 of like the classic monsters he's done. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Todd Browning's probably second just because, but James Wells also did Old Dark House, which is one of my favorite horror
Oh
movies.
yes,
Um,
love Oh Dark House. I think he really set the standard for the gothic, like atmosphere and the classic horror film vibe. Um, James Well could always bring that to the audience. But all of his films, if you've noticed, have also been kind of very comedic because of his. Uh, I think he had a great sense of humor than other directors at the time. A little bit of fact about him: he was he openly gay, or was he?
that's what I was going to say. He was. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he was openly gay, but
I couldn't
um,
remember if he was openly or not, because back then, if you were, it probably wasn't a good idea to be talking about it.
but I think it ended up he came out as gay,
Mhm.
which you know his greatness exceeds past anything, and I don't know why you would ever judge somebody based on their, you know, their love life. You know,
Right.
it's stupid, but I
Right.
mean that was the times.
Yeah. Tim, he wasn't actually openly gay because he would have rolled him out on a rail and back. Yeah, yeah, just, times were different back then, but that's not an excuse to whatever for that reason. But James Well, I think because of his sense of humor, you can tell it's a James Well film. For example, in The Invisible Man, there are it's actually quite funny at some points. The girl who's always screaming in the
Yeah.
film, like that, it's excess screaming. It's Jared
One thing
James, what's up?
one
Are
thing
you
for
new
me
to this?
personally. One
But
thing for
yeah,
me One thing for me personally that I know, like whenever I'm watching a James Wells film, is the atmosphere that he creates and the pacing he does. He's very good at timing things in the movies and really scaring the audience, and also the atmosphere and the prop design, the set designs, and is he. And I heard he was very great. Everybody liked him. Um, I think I read something on him. He was great to work with. Um, but yeah, I think
yeah,
atmosphere and set design and detail.
oh yeah,
Also, like you said, comedic, like the whole Igor uh, thing in
oh
Frankenstein.
yeah,
Uh,
the brain scene when he drops the brain and has to get the abnormal one.
but the thing about him, he creates such a great character. Like
Hmm.
he shows empathy for this monster or these monsters. Um, I think it's hard to do. It was hard to do.
Yeah, yeah, uh, especially creating such a lovable monster who has literally no speaking lines, as Boris Karloff, which segues into the next thing that I want to talk about. Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi, um, probably two of the most iconic horror stars, horror legends ever. Um, both had their debut. The movie Gods and Monsters was based on his life and was good. Uh, I've been wanting to watch that, Tim. Gods and Monsters. It's all about James Well, like you were saying. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that. Uh, but so Boris Karloff, we all know him as the monster. He's in countless other movies, especially Old Dark House, like you were saying earlier. Um, you know, what do you think is your favorite Boris Karloff film?
I would say Frankenstein for me. That was my first introduction to him. Am I like lagging at all?
No, you're good.
Okay, but
Yeah, you're good.
Frankenstein probably because it was my first introduction to him. And then
Mhm.
Mummy, I like the Mummy a lot as a character. I prefer the
Yeah.
sequels to the original of the Mummy, um, but I do like the look of the Mummy.
Hmm.
But Frankenstein, I just love the story of it. He portrays the character so well. He makes the character so fucking iconic. He really makes this character feel empathetic in his movements, and you know, he really is Frankenstein. Like whenever he puts the makeup on and everything, he embodies this monster, this heartfelt like what he's not. I don't even like calling him a monster because I mean technically he's a monster, but like he's a creation that he just has this dark side. Like I don't know how to explain it, but he
He's
he's just
he's like a he's like a misfit.
he encapsulates everything Frankenstein is in this role, that role he does. So I probably would say Frankenstein's my favorite Karloff role.
Yeah, I probably have to agree with you. I love Bride of Frankenstein though, if not uh more than the original. It's a beautiful film. It's probably James Welles' uh uh best film, honestly. I think it's awesome. And I just want to say, what's up, Abba? I just saw you got in here. Boris Karloff, though, probably Frankenstein. I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's when the world first saw him, pretty much. His big breakthrough, Karloff the Uncanny. Pretty much after Frankenstein, he was a little bit typecasted, but he showed he can do pretty much anything after that. He was like the man. He was
plays
the
the
face.
monster so well.
Mhm.
He plays the
He was
monster
like
so well.
he was the face of horror at pretty much from Frankenstein on until Vincent Price came along, I'd say. Hey Courtney, what's up?
What up, Court?
Naba, Connie, Tim, Daniel's horror. Hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about Universal Monsters. So yeah, but Bela Lugosi, he's probably the other standout from this time period too. So that leads into my next question for you, Hunter. What is your favorite Lugosi film?
I
mean, how could you not pick it, right?
You can't pick. Besides Dracula, I really like him in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, me too. And, since Dracula was one of the first horror films, actually the first horror film I've ever seen, it holds a special place in my heart. I love Dracula. Read the book. Hunter actually got me a Dracula shirt from Fright Rags a couple months ago. I have another Dracula shirt. It glows in the dark that I got at Universal. Read the book, seen the movie, seen the sequels. Jackson and Hunter, greetings, gents.
Hello.
What's up, Abba? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, Dracula is probably my favorite. But now, what is your favorite Karloff and Lugosi film? They both had a couple movies together, and they were all great. Mine personally has to be The Black Cat.
Oh damn. The Black Cat. I them together in that movie was awesome. It probably was my favorite too. To see Lugosi play this, character that's not typical for him to be the monster, the villain. He plays, the adversary, or not adversary, the good guy in the film. Does he play a scientist? I think, if I'm not mistaken, he plays like a doctor or scientist. You have to fact check me on that.
I'm checking right now. I'm pretty sure.
But then Karloff, oh my god, him being like the villain, the cult leader of these people. It's
so Boris Karloff is a Satan worshiper, and Lugosi pretty much goes back to Karloff because they met in war. I'm pretty sure, and
they're like on like a war, like burial ground, aren't they?
Yeah, something. And he's a Satan worshiper, and Bela pretty much goes back to get his revenge and torture him for the death of his wife.
But she's not actually dead.
Yeah, but she's not. It's like Mr. Freeze. You know how he keeps his wife like frozen to find a cure. It's like that thing, but.
Sorry, we just spoiled the shit out of that for you. I just realized.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
If y'all haven't seen The Black Cat.
Our fault. Damn.
Well, go watch The Black Cat still.
It's too late to be upset about it now. Go watch it. You'll forget about it.
Yeah, come on now. The movie's 90s. It's not that big. Like 100 years old.
It's not that big of a part of the story.
No, it's not. But basically, Lugosi gets his revenge on Karloff, and that's something that you don't normally see within the films they are together. Usually,
And then
Karloff
like
always
this
has
couple
the upper
gets
hand.
this couple gets like encapped or trapped with them, and so they're like sitting there in like this like in between middle of like these like divorced parents. They're just like, no, blah blah blah, stay here, and they're like, no, you need to leave, and they're like, stay here, and then he won't let them leave. It's a really fun movie.
It's awesome, yeah. So, Karloff and Lugosi, you gotta love them both, especially from this time period of horror. Um, so that leads into my next discussion topic. Then two other actors who have both huge stardom within the horror genre. Both of the Cheneys, Lon Chaney and Lon Chaney Jr. Now, technically, you could say Lon Chaney is the first Universal monster.
Yeah, he's probably up there for like that. Like he is like horror. Like he was the first ever icon. You know, he made these his characters his own. He did. You know, he was Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was Quasimodo, Phantom. I have a picture over there of London After Midnight. That never. It's a lost film, but it's one of those films I wish I could have seen artwork by. I'll go get it later. But he did that, and the thing he did all his makeup and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was like the guy, you know. And he was supposed to play Dracula. Fun fact, but he died before they could do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Todd
alcohol.
Browning.
I think it was alcohol, or I don't know what it was.
I think it was
Yeah, Todd Browning really loved him.
yeah, who also directed London After Midnight. Todd Browning, who is a native from our city, Louisville. Uh, he's another one who had his hand in all these. Great director from Universal during this time. Uh, Directed Dracula, probably his most known, probably his best film. But he had Lon Chaney as the part for Dracula, but unfortunately passed away during that time. But the script was still written, and it's out there somewhere. Because I have the original Frankenstein script before they used Karloff with Lugosi as the monster, and it's pretty good. Um, but yeah, Lon Chaney was the man. He did all his own makeup, like you said, Connie. Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, whatever. Uh,
Peter Lorre too.
yeah, Peter.
Saw
We'll
that.
talk about Peter Lorre. He was pretty much built it from the ground up. He was basically the foundation
Pioneer.
of these movies, right? He's he's probably, I'd say, the first horror icon, first horror legend. You know, starting off in the
That's
20s.
safe to say. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's yeah, Lon Chaney, and now his son. When you have a son who's also loves this genre and is into it as much as your father was and carries on your name,
And it's
Lon
also a
Chaney,
Universal monster.
exactly, also a Universal monster, one of the most famous ones. Lon Chaney Jr., the Wolfman. Now, how many of you all have seen the
I
Wolfman
really
in the
enjoyed the Wolfman. I enjoyed the Wolfman. Yeah, like it's
Oh,
probably
I
my
love the
top
Wolfman.
3 Universal movies.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful movie. Like you watch that on the Blu-ray or 4K or whatever. Watch it this next time you do, and just look at all the scenery in the woods. The Wolfman is amazing. It's honestly is. Tim said he has. Connie said many a time. Yeah, same. I actually did a Wolfman mask rehaul from Trick or Treat Studios, and my boy Hunter did a Freddy Krueger mask. That video's up on the channel if you haven't seen it. It's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, Lon Chaney Jr. Oh well, hold on. What's your favorite Lon Chaney film?
Probably Phantom.
Yeah.
Probably Phantom, which we
Mhm.
did a live watch with. So if y'all want to go check that out,
Yes,
we did a
if
live
nobody
commentary.
has seen Phantom of the Opera, um, we did a live watch along, so you can go watch it there and watch it
My
with our
favorite
commentary.
unseen Lon Chaney movie, London After Midnight,
Yeah, same.
but I've never seen it. So, but
Oh
his
yeah.
character, he looks terrifying.
hmm So favorite Lon Chaney Jr. movie, The Wolfman.
The Wolfman,
All these are
yeah.
gonna be pretty obvious. Phantom and Hunchback. Yeah, I'd say Phantom is mine for Lon Chaney. Um, it's just it's classic. That's really the first Universal monster. Some people like to include Quasimodo from Hunchback, but it was from 1923. I mean, I guess you could say he was, but most people consider Phantom. But whatever, they're all accepted. What are everybody in the chat? What are your all's favorite
Yeah, what else are
Universal
y'all's
monster
favorites?
films?
Yeah,
Wolfman for Junior, said Connie. Yeah, I mean, out of all the films he's been in, yeah, he's had other great ones too, but I think Wolfman was also like his breakthrough. Um, so yeah. Now, to mention some of the lesser known Universal monsters, I would like to talk about the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the Metaluna mutant for this island Earth. Both of those don't get as much recognition, uh, but they're both pretty decent films.
recognition. I love Jackson to death, but he cannot say recognition.
I cannot recognition,
There you go.
recognition.
He's never been able to say it. I can't say. I got what's the word? Um, I don't know off the top of my head. I'll think about it though, and I'll say it.
Recognition.
Recognition.
Recognition, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this island Earth, well, you can't see it because the background. Um, from let's see, 1955. There's a review of this up on the channel, but it has the Metaluna mutant, which is this is
Probably one of the coolest looking. Sorry to interrupt. Probably one of the coolest looking Universal monsters.
right, and not that many people talk about it because it's overshadowed and it came later. It came after.
It's on the line. Yeah,
It came after Creature from the Black Lagoon, so and people already considered that as like a really late one. So I figured we'd just also mention Hunchback as technically being the first and Metaluna technically being the last monster. If you all have not seen those movies, they're both great. Check them out. So yeah, what is this pretty much as we look through the history of the Universal Monsters, Hunter? What are your thoughts on the future of the Universal Monsters? What is something that you want to see happen?
I feel like we've touched on this before, like multiple times. A question I got for you. I'm gonna reiterate the question. I'm gonna change it up a little bit because I think this is interesting. A very interesting way of going. Who would you have portray these characters?
Portray these characters.
What actors?
Like with the modern actors, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Will Smith as Dracula. No, I'm joking. Uh, let's see. I don't know. You really put me on the spot. I'm not sure. Abbott Costello, Wolfman. Yeah, those movies are all great. I watch those every single October. Me and Hunter both do. Um, it's just out of habit at this point. They're um, but yeah, Hunter. I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question.
Or just pick one. Pick one. Pick one.
Okay. Doug Bradley as the Mummy. Guy who played Pinhead because he's old as shit now. I don't know. I really have. I don't know. What would you pick?
I would have Gary Oldman play somebody. I don't know who, but maybe
Oh,
Phantom.
Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
I would love to see
Maybe
that.
I was also thinking maybe like a Christian Bale as Dracula, or like a
That'd be cool.
yeah, or like a I know because it's hard to get away from Marvel. I was gonna say Tom Hiddleston, but I was like, no, Marvel's hard to come up like off of. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So, the thoughts of the Universal monsters. Idris Elba as the Mummy. That would be cool. I'd
I was
I'd see that.
thinking like maybe a black actor
That's a good
for
one, Connie. I like
Frankenstein.
that. Tim, bro. Tim said John Cena as the Invisible Man because you can't see him. Let me show this comment up on the screen real quick. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. I get. Hey, it makes sense, right?
It does.
Let that sit there for a second.
I think a wrestler could play. I think a wrestler could play Frankenstein if it was like the right person.
The Rock as the Wolfman. Dwayne the Rock Johnson as
No,
the
the
Wolfman.
Wolfman. Rock's like 6'3", 6'2". I don't know why I'm picturing the Wolfman like. I think he's like 6. I don't know. Anybody could play creature, really, just any body actor.
Tim said you
Any
save
stunt.
money on special effects.
That's right. It'd be hilarious too. I think John Cena's funny.
Oh, that would be hilarious. They're like, John, this is an invisible scene right now, and the whole time he's just like,
He's just oh no. Oh man.
So, what is something that you want to see? Like, what is a Universal monster movie that you want to see get remade with? Like, how would you want to see one remade? Like, I would personally love to see one remade with an old creepy castle, in black and white, have an awesome soundtrack. The casting has got to be perfect. It's going to be so hard to recreate these movies, but I would like to see somebody like Jordan Peele do a take on a Universal monster film.
That would
I
be
think
cool.
that'd be right. I feel
There's
like
a lot of good directors. Or like Ari Aster do like a
dude. I bet he would
Bride of
do
Frankenstein.
awesome with Dracula or something.
Or Robert Eggers do like I don't know, the Mummy or Frankenstein or Creature. I don't know, one of those two. One of the two. A24 boys.
Yeah, A24 is where it's at. They are just running the horror genre right now.
Because honestly, Jordan Peele, I don't see him like. There's like, I don't know. I don't see him being into like. He does a lot of original stuff. So, but
Well,
so do A24 guys. So
he was with the Candyman remake, well, sequel, whatever. Which I'm excited to see.
yeah.
Nope. I think we're
Oh
both
yeah.
very excited to see that.
Which I have no fucking idea what it's about.
I think I'm pretty sure it's about aliens or something.
Or it has. I feel like it's gonna be a big episode of Twilight Zone. It's just like a movie version of it, which I'm cool with.
The unofficial Twilight Zone movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too, but I'm really excited for it. So yeah, the Universal monsters. We can sit here and talk about this all day. Like, what is one of your since being a fan of horror, what has made you realize that you love the Universal monsters?
Well, I think just the originality of them. You know, they started there's the slasher genre. They started there's home invasions. There's literally every subgenre of horror has been in these movies, almost.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think being the pioneers of it really, you know, something I see myself sinking into. You learning about the history. I'm a big history buff, so I like learning about the history and the originals. You know, like same with music. I like seeing the people that came before. You know, so and so, and see how it evolved. It's crazy to see like how horror has changed through the years, and it's because of these guys. Honestly, if these guys they were horror, and you know if they didn't really come out, who would have known what happened if that would have been anything? But yeah, these guys, and they made horror, and I think that's why I gravitate. And I think it's so important for people to watch not just listen about them, watch them, you know, for respectively, because they're great movies. You know, fuck all you know, they're the originals, but you know, they're black and white, slow, and like no, they're great movies.
And you said, I think, yeah, the black and white only adds to the effect of it. It only makes it better. For people who have trouble watching movies just because they're in black and white, that gets on my nerves. It really does. Just because, like, just because, like, you're missing so many great films. You know, not even just horror films. There's so many great films that are in black and white.
Yeah, people don't use black. Yeah, people don't use black and white for shits and giggles.
Right.
they don't use it for shits. Like, there's a reason shit's black and white. Adds depth to the movie. Adds the whole feeling and mood. They don't do it just because it looks cool.
Literally, Psycho. That whole thing could have been in color, but Hitchcock purposely chose it to be in black and white. And look at how, like, iconic that film is. You know, The Lighthouse. That's a modern one that's in black and white.
Well, yeah, and it goes with the whole film noir genre. Because they kind of are. They have sub like little themes of film noir.
Oh yeah, Tim. I don't like them colorized in black and white movies. Yeah, I think it's cool to see, like, oh, what would this have looked like if it had color? But it's they need to be in black and white if they're in black and white. Watch it how it's supposed to be made, you know. I agree with you. But the whole black and white adds effect to the movie. It makes it creepier. for example, I think the lack of music in Dracula only makes it a creepier movie because it's just going around in the castle and you see these giant spider webs and like bugs crawling everywhere, and you see the coffins, you see the gothic like look of the castle. Um,
I just thought of a perfect one for the bride.
what's that?
I always fuck up her name. So Anna Taylor-Joy.
Ooh, okay, huh? Yeah, I like that. Um, Agreed, Tim. But sometimes they had to preserve the movie, and yeah, that is true, Connie. I think Casablanca lost something when they colorized it. Yeah, Casablanca looks.
Well, Casablanca is also like 4 hours fucking long.
Yeah, but
Or
it looks better.
no, it's not. I'm thinking of something else. I think I'm thinking of Gone with the Wind. Let me double check that.
Casablanca looks better in
Pretty
black
sure
and white though. And you know, the part of these films being pretty much the first horror movies, uh, they coined the term horror after Dracula and Frankenstein was made. So watching these, especially during the October season, the Halloween season, they only get better. It just fits in, you know.
Yeah.
So these movies are great, and
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
another thing I wanted to add: the character, the image of themselves. Like if you think like
Mhm.
all like the when I was younger, you thought of Halloween, you thought of like oh Dracula, oh Frankenstein, oh, and then eventually got to oh Freddy, oh Jason, Michael. People start dressing up as them, but I always thought of like the fun stuff because it also they're fun and they're not too like
Yeah, they
scary
are.
for kids, and it's like but they're terrifying at the same time back to other people, and they're so fun and they're just iconic. Like the characters and the brand they made for themselves is terrific, and they're really like they have the Universal. What is it at Universal they have the restaurant.
Universal Monsters Cafe.
Yeah, and it
Um,
really is getting people familiar with the history and all. It's really cool.
what's up, West Tex? Thank you for joining.
What up?
Uh, I loved it that they made Young Frankenstein in black and white. Young Frankenstein that's a funny movie. Me and Hunter, we'll random like when me and Hunter spitball jokes, that'll randomly get brought up somehow. Young Frankenstein.
Young
It's
Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. It's that's a great movie. Mel Brooks. Yeah, but no, like you were saying, the image only adds to the effect. When you think of Dracula, you think of Lugosi. When you think of Frankenstein, the monster, you think of Karloff. When you think of the mummy, you think of Karloff. When you think of the
Like
Wolfman, you think
if I search
of
up
Von
right now,
St.
I'm gonna look up spooky monsters. What do you think's gonna pop up?
A vampire, a mummy.
Frankenstein, the Mummy. Like I just looked up spooky monsters. I don't know if y'all can see this or not.
Yeah, but there's a witch.
It's
and, like,
literally like a
the
witch, skeleton,
Universal
Frankenstein,
monsters.
Dracula. Yeah,
ABBA had a bunch of okay. Daniel Craig as Dr. Frankenstein. Idris Elba as Dracula. Hugh Jackman played the Wolfman. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde as Christian Bale. I don't know who that last person is.
Charlize Theron. She's in She's a big actress. She's in Mad Max Fury Road. She's in Bombshell. She's in a whole. She's great. I can see
Oh,
her as
is she the main girl in Mad Max?
Benicio del Toro. I can see that too. Yeah, she's the main girl in Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, okay. I can see that. Yeah.
But yeah, the
Glad
only
that
reason I
she's
say Anna Taylor-Joy would be because her facially. Same with Florence Pugh. Like any of them, either of those two would be great to play.
Yeah, and then that's a good one, West Tex. Del Toro. Glad they used props from the original Frankenstein. The one without an arm in Mad Max. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the shaved head one. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That'd be cool. I wish Tony Todd would do something. Bro, he was so cool in the 90s. Like, so I recently watched the remake of Night of the Living Dead by Tom Savini, you know? Bro, he's a badass in that film. He's the same role as Dwayne Jones in the original film by Romero.
I have to watch that. I had never seen it, believe it or not.
Dude, it's on YouTube. That's where I watched it. Yeah, that's where I watched it.
Picture.
It was pretty good, actually. But I want to get the Blu-ray of that and watch it again. Have y'all seen the Night of the Living Dead remake? Anybody in the chat with Tony Todd? And directed by Tom Savini.
Let's see what it's going for.
I just rewatched Night of the Living Dead remake with Tony Todd. Still a great performance. Yeah, I thought he was awesome in that movie. West Tex.
21 bucks.
Connie said not bad. I really enjoyed it, and y'all know how much I love Night of the Living Dead. That's it's in my top 10. It's a pretty good remake. Honestly, I think it gets overshadowed. I think it's one of the best horror remakes.
La Noche de los Muertos Vivientes. That's Night of the Living Dead in Spanish, if y'all want to know.
You're so good at Spanish. That's good. So yeah, bottom line, that is what makes the Universal Monsters great movies. The directing, the actors, the atmosphere, the music, everything that goes into it. This is why the Universal Monsters are great movies. Not only horror movies, but great movies in general. Ooh, ABBA had a good one. Phoenix is the Joker. I mean, not as the Joker, as the Invisible Man. That'd be pretty good. So yeah, Hunter. Bottom line, anything else you want to say about the Universal Monsters?
They're the OGs, man. You gotta respect your elders.
That's what's up. You know, if anybody has not watched them yet, check them out this October season, because I always talk about them on the channel.
Yeah, watching Phoenix.
Is there like a Blu-ray box set with Universal Monster films? Oh yeah.
Oh, let me tell you. There's a box set that has like, what was it? How much is in
30.
it? How many,
it's got all 30 movies.
30. All 30 of them. But it is like $100. So, or no, it wasn't. Or what was it? It was like 70. I think it was somewhere around there. It was quite expensive, but it was so worth it.
So yeah, West Tex. Just look up Universal Monsters Blu-ray collection. There's one that just has the original films and not all the sequels. But dude, I recommend getting the box set with all the sequels. It's got all 30 movies in it, bro. You can sit down and watch one throughout the whole month, and
they're all yeah. You can watch Yeah, they're all like an hour and a half, maybe long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kane.
Tim,
Okay, I
what
can
is
see
your
that, Abba.
favorite? Yeah, Kane
We're
as
having all the
Frankenstein.
wrestlers.
They're
The
all
Great
they're all
Khali will
these
come up as
produced by
Frankenstein.
WWE now. uh,
Yeah, no, it could be a WWE.
my favorite
Shit.
Universal,
Can't
my favorite Invisible Man sequel is Invisible Man Returns with Vincent Price.
VP,
Tim,
baby.
you gotta love The Price is Right. You know,
The price is right.
I'm
That's what we
promising
say around
myself
here.
to start checking out those films this year. I'm making it my mission this year. Hell yeah, West Tex. And dude,
There you go.
every single time you watch one, let me know. Let me know in the stream what you think, or a comment under a video. You gotta let me know, man. That's awesome. So yeah, and bro, get you that Blu-ray set. I'm telling you, it is so worth it. Every single penny. Did y'all like Monsters versus Aliens? That is so funny, West Tex. We were, Hunter, you remember our conversation about this last night?
Yes,
We
I
were
did.
talking. That is so random, bro. So we were chilling at our other friend's house watching the UFC fights last night, and Hunter was tired. He was ready to go home, and
I was. We were making a reference to way back in the day. We had watched Monsters versus Aliens, and it was this time where like we had the DVD, but it only played the intro. It only played the opening for some reason. He had like this like bootleg one, and so like we just made a joke
yeah.
about it. And I was like, "Bro, you remember when we used to watch Aliens versus Zombies or some shit?" I forgot
Aliens
the
versus
fucking name.
Zombies. Everybody's like,
It
"What
was
the
something
fuck
like that.
movie is that?"
I know.
We ain't seen that
What?
one yet. But yeah, I did like Monsters vs. Aliens the long time ago that I saw it.
That's great.
Tom Hanks as Dr. Van Helsing. Dude, that'd be cool. I love Tom Hanks. But so yeah, West Tex, you gotta check out these movies. If anybody hasn't seen these, whenever you watch the stream,
Yeah, if anybody has to check it out.
y'all gotta watch these movies. I promise y'all. So yeah, the Universal monsters are legendary. They will stand the test of time as they have already stood it so far. Because there's gonna be me and Hunter are gonna be talking about these movies till we're dead. So yeah, yeah, the Universal monsters, man.
They'll probably be the first ones I show my kids, horror wise.
Same, me too. Gotta start them off right, you know. They gotta work their way up.
All right. Oh yeah.
I'll let you know when I watch. Thank you, West
machine.
Tex. The originals are the best. That's
Machine.
right. The originals are the best.
We'll have some cool double features for them.
Oh yeah, man, that's gonna be so. That'd be dope. So the Universal monsters, great films, great atmosphere, music, direction, actors, stage props, everything. Universal monsters are great. That's pretty much gonna wrap up this stream. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to listening to this. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hope everybody has a great day, night, whenever you're listening to this.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anything else you guys say, Hunter?
No, man. Thank you all for joining. Like as always, y'all are the best group of people. At least y'all are engaging, which we love. We love. We really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Go watch them. If not, it's okay. Go watch what you like. Go watch what you like, because that's what it's about.
That's what's up. So yeah. That being said,
go check out. You might not like it. You might not like it.
You might not like it.
You might not like it.
Sorry,
you might not like it, but that's
sorry. I was playing Fortnite. Hey man, you're all good.
You have the Frankenstein skin. Do you have the Frankenstein skin? Before we leave, West Tex has to answer. Does he have the Frankenstein skin or the mummy?
There's also a mummy skin too, right?
Yeah.
They put the Frankenstein skin in.
Oh,
no, he doesn't. Oh man, you see it next time.
That's okay.
But get the Blu-ray set, man.
Yeah, get the Blu-ray set. That's more important. It'll last you longer.
That's right. So yeah, thank y'all for joining as always.
Yeah.
Have a great night and stay tuned for some more content. We'll catch y'all later.
All right.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.